This is Brett Clay, and we're here at the second stop for Windows Azure Platform University in Singapore. I am here joined with Stephen Betts from Avanade. Hello, Stephen.
Hi there, Brett. How are you?
Very good. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good.
And I'm here also with Radhika Nadadur,
Yep.
who is with Emerio, another system integrator here in Singapore.
Sure, a good one.
A very good one, as is Avanade and all of our friends and cohorts that joined us today, right?
Yep.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about what you guys think is changing in the market today. What's like two trends that you would really pick out? First, you, Stephen.
Look, yeah, definitely. Two trends I definitely see is the advent of all the emergence of cloud technologies and making it a lot more economically feasible for companies to adopt to. So the general trend towards cloud is one of the big pickups of it, as well as companies starting to embrace private clouds and starting to look at how to utilize their existing infrastructure to scale out as well.
Okay, great. So both really trends in the cloud computing side.
Definitely.
All right, and Radhika?
Yeah, I agree with Stephen. The private cloud is catching up very fast in Singapore. Basically, the reason could be the securities. They're more comfortable that everything's under their control. And on the other hand, it's a little confusing. They don't want to explore too much at this point of time. They just want to wait and watch. They're in their comfort zone. They don't want to take too much risks. And at the same time, they do see a lower cost. So it's kind of confusing for them. They see a lower cost, they don't want to take risks. And another big challenge that everybody is facing is that the employee turnover.
Oh, really?
It's a really big challenge right now because last year was a phase where people were losing jobs and they were trying to be in the jobs they were in. And now that they see there's a lot of opportunity and people are switching jobs. And
okay, so the pendulum has swung a little bit, and now that the labor market has tightened up a little bit.
right, it has.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's an interesting trend. I was also going to ask, what do you guys think in terms? Let's just talk for cloud computing for a second again. What do you think makes customers uncomfortable, or what makes them uncomfortable in their IT environment? In other words, what's keeping them up at night?
What is keeping them up? I think it's the information. They don't want to share information. It's like let loose, open in the cloud, literally in the cloud.
Yeah, it's just like kind of talking in Starbucks, right?
Right.
But in terms of let's not talk about what's their concerns about cloud, but overall in IT, what are their biggest concerns today?
Overall on IT, I don't see that they're very conservative. I think they're slowly opening up compared to what it was a year or two back. Cloud is catching up to the extent that one of my customers was coming up. They were just buying a small monitoring tool, and he wanted the monitoring tool in cloud.
Okay.
It was a hardware software monitoring tool. It shouldn't cross about 25K Singapore dollars, and that was interesting. That is a very interesting change.
Right. So really flipped over, and something you might expect to be on premise. He was saying, why isn't everything should be on cloud? Must have been kind of the way guys thinking.
Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. How about you, Stephen? What do you think keeps your customers up at night overall in IT?
Yeah, I think sort of there's a couple of different areas. Data deluge, big data. How do companies manage their information and make the information useful for the organisation? So I think that's definitely one of the key trends at the moment that we're finding customers or our IT departments are really struggling with. In terms of the other parts, it's also now the cloud strategies, what to put out in the cloud, what not to put out in the cloud. And, basically, helping our customers then taking the journey to the cloud is probably the next step in helping them alleviate that pain. So.
Okay, great. So what's your biggest takeaway today from the Windows Azure Platform University?
I attended half-day session.
Okay. You attended the last after lunch?
The last
Okay, great.
session. Well, it was very interesting in the sense that you educated us more on the sales pitch. Yeah, technically, yeah, we do need a lot of catching up to do. But as far as who are the ones we need to go and look out for, and what we need to ask, the questions, how to liaise between the business guys and the IT guys. That was very interesting.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's definitely a big challenge, and we've seen that in other locations as well. As we things like capabilities like cloud computing provide new capabilities to the business. If the IT department is heads down managing IT, and you can go in and talk to business owners now about new business functionality, will the IT staff just throw you out because you went around them? That's a challenge from a sales perspective. So how about you, Steve?
Yeah, look, definitely. I think the biggest thing that I took away from today is the identification of opportunities, right? What to look for, what to not look for, and I think, Brett, where you sort of drilled around disqualifying opportunities rather than trying to take them all on at the one time was a bit of key valuable information that we can really assess and drive forward with.
Okay, great. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this challenge we talked about at the end of trying to preserve the value and not see our rates go down and all our service offerings become commodities, and then it's just so hard to stay in business that way. So what are the challenges you see in keeping a profitable business going and growing?
Actually, I see it in a lot different of a way. I see that the platforms such as Azure actually create more opportunities for us, and I don't see it depreciating the value of services that SIs play within the market. Essentially, it allows us to provide customers more technologies or more capabilities and services than what we'd been able to provide before. So I don't see that sort of side of a depreciation or a decline in services rates from that.
Well, no. I'm saying that Windows Azure, that there's an overall, technology goes through what they call S curves, right?
Correct.
And so as the technology gets adopted and the efficiencies are attained, then the marginal benefit is reduced, and your marginal rates, the pricing becomes mature and it gets commoditized. You jump onto another S curve.
Right.
So I see. And I guess maybe I just raised the question, is Windows Azure, another S curve where you can, and cloud computing, where you can, raise your rates or, keep them from going down by using these new capabilities?
Yeah, no, look, definitely. In terms of that, the price it takes or the amount of time it takes to deliver a project, and especially within the custom development world, will still take a certain period of time. It will be quicker for customers to be able to take their products to the market as the end result of those projects. But in terms of that commoditization, I don't see that as playing a big factor within it.
Right. So this should help you stay out of the commodity.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so Radhika, we were talking before we got on camera here that you were running in and out today working on a customer deal. Yeah. And this was a great case study in what we need, the challenges we always face as salespeople and as companies of how to preserve the value and win the business at profitable rates. Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit about your case study here?
Okay, for today it's not a very pleasant one. But yeah, I did come across a customer, large enterprise, and with large operations. They did have a very small project. It was just about 25K Singapore dollars, and I had to slash down I was asked to slash down the prices by a third.
By a third or to a third?
A third.
Two down to a third, a 2/3 reduction.
Down, yes, exactly. And I was a little surprised that such a big, large enterprise, and they did put such a proposal across. There were competitors, and who had prices even less than a third. And the effort was as much as ours, but the pricing was lower. So there is nothing much I could do about it. I did wish him good luck, and I did ask him to give me the other provider's contact details if he was happy at the end of the project.
Because you wanted to hire that person as well, right?
No, I don't know. Because I want to position myself. I want to position my company. I don't want to be having a price war.
Yeah, exactly.
I know where we stand. We're going to not only provide services, we're going to do some consulting as well. And that, at the end of the day, the customer is going to be benefited. It's not just this small 20K project which is going to be is going to be the point, actually. Yeah. So, well, I lost the deal, but I'm sure I have big customers out there who trust our business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
that's what I talk about every single day is the challenge of winning business, and not just winning it, but winning it at profitable prices. Because anybody can drop their price down. Anybody can do a scorched earth sort of a strategy where they mess up an entire market by reducing prices and reducing those expectations, and then all of the service providers can't serve the market profitably. And so it's a challenge we always face as in the business.
Actually.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Our job as salespeople is to sell value, not just create money-losing businesses.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed the interview and having you guys in the audience today.
Thanks very much for your time too, Brett.
Thanks, Brett.